Howdy team, okay, we are back for another workout and we've got a mixed bag today, all sorts of stuff going on. So let's get warm first of all, and we're going to kick off with an AMRAP, so 5 minutes, just moving at your own pace through a few moves. And the first one is a lunge squat. So that sequence, the lunge squat is 1 rep, and we're going to do 4. So we'll lunge on one leg, lunge on the other leg, and squat. So we'll kick off with 4 of those, and we're then going to go for some unweighted single leg Romanian deadlifts. It's like a whole mouthful of one movement. So what we are looking at is softening the legs, and then I'm going to hinge over but allow one leg to come up. Imagine I've got a stick running from my shoulder down to the foot of that one leg. That's going to stay in one line, so it looks like this. So it's a real balanced one. If you feel really good in this, it might be that you go right down here into a nice straight line. For you, that might be dead challenging, that's okay. Just move at the level that's okay for you. That might be to like here, that's fine. But try and preserve that straight line rather than hinging to here and having the leg there. If that's the case, then we should be here or here, if that makes sense, rather than kind of being on the angle. So nice and smooth, 4 reps. We'll then switch side. So remember to soften the knee, hinge at the hip, and try and keep those hips facing forwards all the time. If they open up, so if this foot turns and we open up like this, it's a bit of a different position, which is not what we're going for today. We want to be facing forward that whole time. Imagine there's like headlights on the hips, we want them to be facing forward, so make sure we focus on that. And then finally we're going to go for some plank rotations for side planks. So find yourself onto the elbows, and we're just going to open out until we've done 4 on each side. Get that core fired up, ready for our strength piece. Okay, so our strength piece today, we're setting aside 12 minutes. 12 is our kind of magic number for today, and we're doing a lot of single-sided stuff, so it's all unilateral strength today, which means we're working one arm at a time. So very important that we always start on the weaker side if we know what that is. If you don't, maybe you're really well balanced. I am very jealous. If you do know what your weaker side is, start on that one and always match it on the stronger side. We find that if you just try your hardest on both sides, which means you'll probably get a bit more out on your stronger side, that side will just keep getting stronger, running the risk of injury, leaving the other one behind. So ideally we want to bring that other one up to meet it. So we should never exceed it, even if we could on the stronger side. So we're looking at some single arm object swings first. So this is classic kind of kettlebell swing style, but we're just going to go with one arm. So I'm going to go 12 on one arm, looking for that nice hinge into 12 on the other arm. You don't have to switch mid-air, so feel free to like bring it down and switch at the bottom if you want to. Next up, we have got some split stance Romanian deadlifts. So very similar to what we did in the warm-up, except you're going to set up with the toe of the back foot in line with the heel of the front foot, and we're going to hold our object. Now the legs stay here, whereas in the warm-up we had one leg coming back. For this one, those legs are going to stay grounded. So I'm hinging over, and you should really feel this in the hamstring of that standing leg. If you end up squatting like this, you're not going to feel it in that hamstring. So make sure this part is vertical. Make sure your hips are facing the floor, and make sure you've got that really nice flat back. So just check in on yourself, make sure that's the case. So we'll do 12 of these, then switch sides. So that foot comes down, this toe comes just in line with the heel of the other leg. And I'm going to hinge there. And I'm now feeling it in the hamstring of the foot that's flat on the floor. Final one is the floor press. We've done this before, we're just going to go on one arm at a time. So here we are, making sure the wrist is stacked over the elbow. I'm going to go for 12 there, and then switching sides, and go for 12 on the other arm as well. So just move at your own pace, depending how heavy and how fast you're moving. You might get 3 sets done, you might get 5, absolutely fine. Into our workout. So a bit of an interesting one today. We've got an AMRAP, so on the surface looks pretty straightforward. 16 minutes. We're going to move through 10 object deadlifts. Now just a standard deadlift for this one. So feet are in line with each other, softening at the knee, hinging at the hip, nice flat back. Going to go for 10 of those. We're then going to go 10 swings, but we're holding it with both hands this time. So swinging that object up. And then 10 push press. So we're going to start with that object on our shoulders, take a little dip, hips coming back. Notice I'm not hanging out on the knees, dipping my hips back, pushing overhead. So 10, 10, 10, but little asterisk, every 2 minutes we're going to do some burpees. Now the first 2 minutes we're going to do 2. When we get to minute 4, we're going to do 4. Minute 6, we do 6, etc. So wherever we're at in that AMRAP, just stop what you're doing, pop your item down, go for your burpees, and then pick up from where you left off. So if I'm 6 deadlifts in, 4 minutes on the clock, put it down, go for my 4 burpees. We're looking at chest to the floor, little jump at the top, 4 of those, then I go back to my backpack and pick up where I left off. The goal for today, I've said in the notes, is to really focus on those burpees and move fast. So through the rest of the AMRAP, let's be steady, let's be controlled, so that as soon as that 2-minute mark comes around on the burpees, you're ready to blast through them, so you can calmly pick up from where you left off on the AMRAP. So let's really focus on some good fast burpees so that they don't become a huge burden. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll speak to you soon.